Welcome back, blade lovers. This old sword is with you, and we've got the crossed swords, if you will, of the Deka world here in front of us today. Being a bit glib about that, but it's a good little knife. I had picked up the one on the right about a year ago from White Mountain. It's nice little knife, about the same size as the Benchmade Bugout, and some have seen it as their answer to the Benchmade Bugout, which has been an extremely well received and regarded small, lightweight EDC knife. They have since come out with it in many different handle types. There have been all sorts of aftermarket upgrades for it in terms of handle materials and what have you. But there were some complaints about it, particularly the two screws in the middle. Why do we have so many screws? If you look at it, there is kind of a, I don't know, like ice cream shots full of little screw heads there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws plus the pivot. We have a G10 handle on the original. Let's see if I can back out a little. G10 handle on this one, and a 20 CV blade, which is comparable to M390 and 204P, all by just different steel manufacturers. Pretty much the same performance and composition. You can argue that point, however. Comes through very sharp with a very fine edge, a little thinner up front here than back here. It's an Alan Lishowitz design. Now this certainly is not the only blade style in the Hogue Deka. It does come in a drop point as well. It does come in this Cerakote finish, as well as I believe the tumbled and maybe even bead blasted. Not 100% sure. You can see there is Alan's name, and that this is made out of CPM 20 CV. We got some fairly heavy Hogue branding on the clip, and we see that the clip is rather low mounted by about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Closes up very easily with the Able lock. Nice texture on the handle, kind of a crisscross lines on that G10. This one's in black G10. Again, a lot of different color options. They had their G-Mascus in blue and white, and a few different options when it first came out well over a year ago. It is an extremely light knife, and we're going to weigh these and measure them up in just a bit. Then I had the opportunity a day or two ago to pick up not only the Gen 2, but also the Gen 2, which came out recently in that new steel called CPM Magnacut. And let's talk for just a minute about what Magnacut is, because it's a big buzzword these days. Bob Terzola has come out with some knives manufactured in Magnacut. He has had, I think, ProTech create an auto of his design in Magnacut. What I'm going to give you is coming straight from Knife Steel Compositions. Get the app. It's free, no ads, and a lot of information. Real quick, Magnacut. Most of the steels used in knives were designed for a completely different purpose, but every once in a while a steel designed for knives specifically pops up. CPM Magnacut is one of those rare exceptions, brand new for early 2021 and designed and developed from scratch by Laren Thomas, the author of KnifeSteelNerds.com. And CPM Magnacut was designed as a rather wide-range use steel that could cover everything from heavy-use blades to high-performance fine-edge cutters. All that combined with stain resistance. In Laren's own words, CPM Crewwear, or CPM 4V, but stainless, if possible, was the goal. So it has been used by many respected knife makers such as Phil Wilson, Devin Thomas, and others. So there's lots of info on it. Feel free to read up on it. But yes, it is the latest in a line of quote-unquote super steels. For this model, what they decided to do is go with a FRN type material, a molded handle material, even more lightweight than a G10. Same really nice axis, or I should say able lock, based on the axis lock from Benchmade. It's a bar lock type setup where we pull that back, and I'm not sure you can see that. Let's get a little light on the subject. There we go. Pull the bar back, releases the blade. We have a spring in there, what I think we can still call an Omega style spring, similar to the Benchmade springs. And it's under tension pretty much throughout. So that blade does have a detent, does have a resting place where you can see that the able lock moves fully forward and locks, quote unquote, that blade into place. Although just a little bit of pressure will begin pushing it out. But it's very smooth and doesn't take a lot of pressure. You can flick it out. Haven't tried middle finger flicking it, but yes, you can middle finger flick it because you have two thumb studs. Now notice that they removed the center body screws, and yet it is supposed to be simply just as strong. Now there's a Gen 2 still available in 20CV with the G10 handles, as far as I understand. I jumped on this one when White Mountain Knives had it for about $135, $140, less my 10% for the old sword discount code. If we look at the clip side, you can see that the original clip with the branding on it has been replaced by a deep carry clip that is inset in place just as the original was, because the original did have the plate to remove to cover up that slot that's left. Here we have no such plate and maybe just a little less inletting there on the handle. But we do have holes that have been reinforced with steel and I think perhaps brass reinforcements. So you're not screwing the screws right into plastic. You know, I haven't taken the clip off of this one, but because the plate's there, I can't really see underneath it, and pardon me for not looking first to be able to inform you. Anyway, I think that was one of the improvements as well. So removal of these two center screws. We still have an inner frame, but on this molded plastic handle, that is more restricted to the front end of the knife. On the original model, we have just a little longer reinforcement. Notice that they changed that a little bit. Then we have some hollowed out areas in the plastic there. We have solid G10 on this one. So I think the new model is going to be lighter, but let's put it up against the tape measure and see what we got. Overall length should be the same. We're coming in like 7 3/8 overall length. On the Gen 2 in Magnacut, we're coming in at exactly the same, with cutting edges on each about a 3 1/16, and got to be about the same on this one. Yep, identical. So those measurements are the same. Let's see what we've got for handle. Quite thin, 0.42, and let's not get the clip, 0.42 exactly. Very consistent. And these Hogues, of course, are made in the US of A. 2.3 millimeters. 2.3 millimeters. There you go. Now where we might see some difference is in the weights. So let's close them up. Gen 1 first. 2.65 ounces. And Gen 2 in the special Magnacut edition, 208. So yeah, 208 versus 265. So there you have pretty much a 2-ounce knife. You need something light, you need something sharp, you need something with an extremely durable edge. I think up to 65 Rockwell. I'm not sure if Hogue is hardening theirs up that high, but Magnacut will go up that high, so I understand from knife steels. And an extremely fine and aggressive edge, courtesy of the design of Alan Lishowitz. Now let's leave just this one out for a moment and see what we've got for size comparison to the Benchmade Griptilian. Smaller knife certainly than the Griptilian, and certainly much lighter, even though the Griptilian itself is not a heavy knife. Blade length of the Griptilian about a 1/2 inch longer. And the good old Rat 1. A little sticky there. Considerably longer, maybe 1.25 inches, 1.5 overall. And a blade length about a 1/2 inch longer, roughly. But you got a powerful little cutting machine here with this Magnacut in the Gen 2. So we got the best of two worlds. We've got the Gen 2 with the deep carry clip, reversible, steel inserts for the clip, less screws, simpler look, simple handle material. You may want to see if it comes out with the Magnacut in G10. I'm sure it will. Not sure if this was like a sprint run or whatever you want to call it. They're not really saying anything about serial numbers here. And they were running out quickly at White Mountain when I picked them up. So you can try. I will certainly give you the links to both this version and the, I'm not sure they're even selling the Gen 1, but I'll get you that link if it's available. So once again, there we have the Hogue Deka, USA made, beautiful little knife. Great competitor, if you want to consider it that, to the Benchmade Bugout. And fine little knife. Good second or third carry on your person. That probably would be a nice fifth pocket carry. Just about. Not sure how high that's going to stand up, but certainly back wallet carry, whatever you like. And it's going to be a deep carry on the new version. So thought I would, since I had both of these, give them a quick compare, give you a look-see, and see what you think. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe. We'll be back soon.